Life has this strange, beautiful way of surprising us. We walk through our days trying to be better than we were yesterday, hoping that somewhere out there, someone is walking toward us too. And tonight, I want to talk about that person, my future wife. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I don't know where you are right now. Maybe you're laughing with friends, maybe you're working hard, maybe you're healing from things life threw at you. But wherever you are, I hope you know that someone out here is becoming a better man just to deserve the moment he finally meets you. This speech, it's not about perfection, it's about promise. A promise that love, real love, is worth waiting for, worth fighting for, and worth growing for. So, future wife, this one's for you. Future wife, I am talking about you. Sometimes life feels like a long, quiet walk, not lonely, just thoughtful. A walk where you start noticing things you didn't care about before. The sound of your own footsteps, the wind brushing by your shoulders, the way your mind drifts to people you haven't even met yet. And somewhere along that walk, somewhere between the breaths and the moments you never talk about, a thought appears, soft at first, then clear, then comforting. A thought about you, my future wife, the woman I haven't met, or maybe I have and just don't know it yet. The woman whose presence will one day feel like the moment the world stops rushing and finally exhales. I'm talking about you, quietly, gently, honestly, because even if we're not in each other's lives yet, it feels like your story has already touched mine, and I don't know who you are right now. Maybe you're sitting somewhere thinking about your own future or convincing yourself that love should wait because your heart is still healing. Maybe you're laughing with friends, unaware that someone out here is walking toward you in ways you can't see yet. Maybe you're tired from life's battles because life isn't always soft, is it? But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I want you to know something. Someone out here is becoming the man he's meant to be because he knows that one day he'll meet you. I'm not perfect, far from it. I don't want to be perfect. Perfection feels cold, untouchable, unrealistic. But I want to be real. I want to be the kind of man who listens more than he speaks, who apologizes when he should, who grows when he must, who chooses love over pride, patience over ego, and kindness over any kind of power. I want to be the kind of man who chooses you, not as a moment, not as an option, but as a promise. Because when I think about you, even without a face or a name, the thought isn't about possession or expectations. It's about connection. It's about the kind of love that doesn't need fireworks to feel powerful. The kind that is steady, grounded, warm, the kind that feels like sitting beside someone in silence and still feeling understood. The kind that feels like coming home after a long, exhausting day and finally being able to breathe again. I imagine you sometimes, not what you look like, but who you are. The way you smile when something genuinely touches your heart. The way you talk about the things you care about. The way you love the people in your life. And yes, even the way you get frustrated or emotional, because those parts matter too. Those parts make you human. And I want to love you as a whole person, not just the bright parts. Life has probably tested you. Maybe it's made you doubt your worth at times. Maybe you've poured your heart into people who didn't know how to hold it. Maybe you've had to build walls because your softness was taken for granted. And while I wish you had never been hurt, I hope you know that every version of you, the strong one, the scared one, the hopeful one, the tired one, is worthy of love. When I say I'm talking about you, I don't mean the idea of you. I mean you, the woman with real stories, real dreams, real scars, real laughter, real fears. You don't have to pretend with me. You don't have to shrink your feelings or dim your light or hide your tears. Because love, true love, doesn't demand perfection. It invites authenticity. I want to know how you became who you are. I want to hear about the things that shaped you, the things that strengthened you, and even the things that broke you. I want to understand the way you see the world. I want to know the songs you replay because the lyrics speak to you. I want to know the foods you crave when you've had a rough day. I want to know the parts of your childhood that still make you smile. I want to know the dreams you're scared to say out loud. And I want you to know my stories too, the mistakes, the growth, the lessons I never expected to learn. I want to share who I was, who I am, and who I'm still becoming. Because love isn't just about meeting at the right time, it's about meeting with open hands, open eyes, and an open heart. So, future wife, I'm talking about you because I want you to feel seen even before we meet. I want you to know that somewhere out there is someone who thinks about you not in fantasies but in possibilities. Someone who respects your journey even without knowing the details, someone who wants to show up for you, not just on the good days, but on the days when your voice is soft, your heart is heavy, or your world feels uncertain. I want to build something with you, not fast, not forced, not fragile. Something rooted in trust, something held together by honesty, something strengthened by patience, something that grows with time instead of crumbling under pressure. Something that feels like friendship and partnership and romance all at once. I know love won't always be smooth. There will be disagreements, misunderstandings, frustrations, but I want those moments too, not because they're pleasant, but because they're real. And real relationships aren't built by avoiding storms. They're built by facing them together. I don't want us to be a perfect couple. I just want us to be a resilient one that chooses each other even when it's difficult, one that listens, forgives, grows, and keeps going. I want to hold your hand not just in public when life looks pretty, but in private when things get messy. I want to laugh with you until we can't breathe. And I want to sit with you through the moments when laughter feels far away. I want to celebrate your victories like they're my own. And I want to comfort you through your losses like my heart is tied to yours because it will be. I want you to feel safe with me. Safe to dream, safe to speak, safe to cry, safe to rest, safe to be yourself fully, deeply, unapologetically. Because that's the kind of love I believe in. Not the shed kind. Not the cinematic kind, but the everyday kind, the kind that grows quietly but holds fiercely, the kind that lasts. And when the day comes, whenever it comes, when our paths finally cross, I hope you look at me and feel something familiar. Not because we've met before, but because your heart recognizes the space it has always belonged to. I hope you feel a gentle certainty, the kind that doesn't rush, the kind that simply says, yeah, this feels right. Until then, I'm here, living, growing, learning, becoming. Not waiting in the sense of standing still, but preparing, becoming the kind of man who will not only love you, but protect the love we build. Becoming the kind of man who won't run when life gets heavy. Becoming the kind of man you can trust with your heart, your hopes, your fears, your future. You're not a destination, you're a journey I'm excited to take. You're not a missing piece, I was whole before you, and so were you. But you are the person who will walk beside me in a way no one else ever has, and I'll walk beside you with the same devotion, so wherever you are right now, I hope you're living your story boldly. I hope you're laughing with your whole chest. I hope you're healing from the wounds that once felt unbearable. I hope you're dreaming big, loving deeply, and honoring your own heart. And I hope you know that love, the love meant for you, will never require you to shrink yourself or question your worth. Because one day, when our stories finally intertwine, I want us to meet as two people who chose growth over comfort, courage over fear, and love over everything else. And when that day comes, future wife, I'll be ready, because I've been walking toward you for a long time, even before I knew your name. And I'm talking about you now because I want you to feel that, somehow, somewhere, the universe is already preparing the moment we finally meet. Love grows strongest when two people meet with honesty, patience, and gentle understanding. And when I think about the love I hope to build with you, my future wife, I imagine something that feels less like a grand performance and more like a quiet, steady truth. A truth that doesn't need to shout to be heard, a truth that isn't rushed or forced, a truth that grows naturally because it was always meant to. I imagine us stepping into each other's lives not as perfect people, but as honest ones. I imagine the way honesty will feel, not dramatic, not heavy, but like a warm light that reveals what's real and dissolves what isn't. Because honesty isn't about harshness, it's about openness, about letting each other see the full picture without fear of judgment. It's about allowing ourselves to be known. I imagine the first time we talk about something vulnerable. Maybe it'll be something small, or maybe it'll be something that's been sitting inside you for years. And I won't interrupt you, or try to fix you, or rush your heart. I'll listen. Not because I'm trying to earn anything, but because your truth will matter to me. And I hope you'll feel safe enough to speak that truth freely. I hope you'll see in my eyes that nothing you reveal could ever make me turn away. And when it comes to honesty, I want to give you the same. I don't want to hide my thoughts, or bury my feelings, or pretend to be stronger than I am. I don't want to be the kind of man who masks fear with pride or covers pain with silence. I want to show up authentically because honesty isn't just something we share, it's something we build, a foundation, a promise that we will never pretend with each other, a promise that we will choose truth even when it's difficult, because truth keeps love alive. But honesty alone isn't enough. It needs patience, real patience, the kind that breathes deeply instead of reacting quickly, the kind that understands that every human being is a work in progress, the kind that doesn't demand perfection but celebrates effort, And when I think about you, my future wife, I imagine a love that understands the slow pace of growth. I imagine us learning each other not in a rush, but with curiosity. I imagine us discovering each other's rhythms, fears, joys, and histories with gentle respect. I know that patience isn't always easy. There will be moments when misunderstanding feels sharp, when emotions rise, when silence feels heavier than words. But patience is the hand we hold out during those moments. Patience says, I'm not going anywhere. We will figure this out together. Patience isn't passive, it's deeply active. It's choosing compassion over frustration. It's choosing to step back for a moment rather than step away forever. It's honoring the pace of another human heart. And I want to practice that with you every day. Not because I have to, but because you will deserve patience, not pressure. And then there is gentle understanding, the quiet glue that holds two souls together. Understanding isn't simply hearing each other, it's feeling each other. It's looking beyond the surface and seeing the meaning behind the words, the emotions behind the actions, the reasons behind the fears. I want to understand you not just as the woman you present to the world, but as the woman you are when no one else is watching. The woman with her complexities, her strengths, her doubts, her passions. The woman who deserves to be loved, not selectively, but completely. Gentle understanding means I won't assume your experiences. I won't minimize your emotions. I won't tell you to be strong when what you really need is to be held. It means I will honor your silence when you need space and honor your voice when you need to speak. It means I will try to learn the language of your heart, the things that comfort you, the things that scare you, the things that bring you peace, and I hope you will understand me too. Not perfectly, not instantly, but willingly. Because love thrives when both people try, not when one person carries all the weight. When honesty, patience, and gentle understanding come together, they create a love that feels like shelter. Not the kind of shelter that hides you from the world, but the kind that gives you strength to face it. I imagine our home, not just the physical space, but the emotional one. A place where we don't have to filter our feelings. A place where your tiredness doesn't scare me, and my vulnerability doesn't scare you. A place where we can disagree without hurting each other, and where we can forgive without keeping score. A place where we don't compete, but collaborate. A place where we grow as individuals yet never drift apart. I imagine the quiet mornings. Waking up next to you, not rushing, just taking a breath and feeling grateful. Maybe we'll talk about our dreams. Maybe we'll just lie there in silence. But the silence will be warm, because love grows in those still moments too. And I imagine the days when life feels heavy, when work is stressful, when the world feels too loud, when nothing seems to go right. Those are the days when love, real love, shows its strength. Because love isn't tested by the easy moments, it's strengthened by the hard ones. And with patience, honesty, and understanding, even the difficult days become manageable. I imagine the conversations we'll have, the deep ones at midnight, the silly ones during dinner, the spontaneous ones during long drives, and even when we disagree, even when our perspectives clash, we'll listen. We'll try to see through each other's eyes. Because understanding isn't about always agreeing, it's about always respecting. It's about not letting ego win over connection. And I want that with you. I want us to choose connection every time. I imagine our arguments too, not because I want them, but because they'll happen. No relationship is immune to tension, but I want our disagreements to be grounded in love, not anger. I want us to pause before speaking, to breathe before reacting, to hold each other after resolving it. I want us to walk into conflicts as partners, not opponents. And I want us to walk out of them stronger, not wounded, because with patience and understanding, even conflict becomes a form of growth, a way to know each other more deeply, a reminder that love isn't fragile, it's resilient. I imagine the way you'll look at me when you're trying to understand what I'm feeling, that soft, focused attention that shows you care, and I imagine giving you the same in return, watching you not with judgment, but with affection. Because understanding isn't just emotional, it's also observable. It's paying attention, noticing when you're quiet in a different way, noticing when something small bothers you, noticing when you're proud of yourself but too shy to say it, noticing the little things that make you who you are. I imagine learning your emotional language, how you ask for comfort, how you react to stress, how you express joy. Every person has their own emotional signatures, and I want to memorize yours, not to change them, but to honor them. Because love isn't about molding each other, it's about supporting each other's true forms. I imagine you learning mine too, understanding that sometimes I'll need time to find the right words, understanding that I'm not distant, just thinking, understanding that I don't love loudly but deeply, and I imagine you accepting that, embracing that, cherishing that. Because love isn't about sameness, it's about harmony, two different souls finding a rhythm together. I imagine the years passing, not fading us, but deepening us. As we grow older, as life changes, as challenges evolve, I imagine our love adapting, not weakening, because honesty keeps us connected, patience keeps us steady, and understanding keeps us close. These three things, simple but powerful, are what make love last. They are what make love meaningful. I imagine the random moments that become memories, cooking together and making a mess, going for late night walks, laughing at something that only makes sense to the two of us, falling asleep on the couch, fighting over blankets, taking little trips, sharing secrets we've never told anyone else, supporting each other's dreams, turning ordinary days into reasons to smile. Because love isn't built in big gestures, it's built in everyday tenderness. I imagine the way we'll grow as individuals and as partners, the way we'll help each other heal old wounds, the way we'll inspire each other to try new things, the way we'll remind each other of our worth when the world tries to dim it, the way we'll protect each other's peace, the way we'll lift each other's spirits during the hard seasons. Growth isn't always beautiful, but with patience and understanding, it becomes a shared journey instead of a solitary one. I imagine us creating a future together, not perfect, but heartfelt. A life with laughter, with mistakes, with learning, with evolving, with endless moments of choosing each other. A love that endures not because it's flawless, but because it's real. A love that strengthens with time instead of fading. A love grounded in honesty, patience, and gentle understanding. And I imagine you, my future wife, feeling all this, not just hearing it, but feeling it in your bones. Feeling safe, feeling valued, feeling loved the way you always served to be loved. I imagine you knowing that you never have to earn affection, never have to fear vulnerability, never have to hide your truth, and I imagine myself giving you these things not as promises for the future, but as truths I will live every day, because love grows strongest not through perfection, but through presence, through effort, through kindness, through two people choosing to understand each other even when life gets messy. This is the kind of love I want with you, a love that breathes, a love that listens, a love that grows, a love that transcends fear and replaces it with trust, a love that doesn't crumble under pressure but deepens because of it, a love where honesty clears the air, patience softens the edges, and understanding bridges the gaps. And someday, when you're by my side, I hope you feel it all, fully, deeply, naturally. Because love like this isn't a dream, it's a decision two people make again and again, and I will make that decision with you every day of our life.